Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. This is Marcia. Thank you for joining me today. So, do you know how to use your brads to make a darling little tassel to hang off of a mini journal? So that's what we're going to make today. So here's the supplies that you will need. You'll need some brads the size of the spine of your journal, preferably. So you don't want to go smaller than the spine, too small, and you don't want to go bigger than the spine. So somewhere in the middle, or ideally the exact size of the spine. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the spine of my journal. It's probably about 1/4 of an inch. And so I am using these tiny brads, and just absolutely fits perfectly, so I don't want anything too big. Now I stitch on the machine down my spines. So this one here is stitched. Sometimes I just staple, but in this case I did stitch it on the machine. You can do hand stitching and do whatever method you want to use. So the supplies you will need is one mini journal. Let's not go, too big with the journal. You can make your signature however many pages that you want. And this one is one I did with book pages, packing paper, and cardstock. And then the cover is cardstock. And then I made a tag and used up my vellum stamps, and I made had a little fabric snippet strip that I cut a piece off of, and then I sewed that on as well and glued that to the front of the cover. So, and then I'm just using up I'm using up all my supplies. This year is a goal to use up my supplies. Doesn't mean I won't buy things, but it means that I will be trying to use up the supplies I have, and I'm doing pretty good so far with the paper. Okay, and the other supplies that you will need are some buttons. We're going to make a button tassel, and we'll have fabric, so just different size buttons, and make sure the buttons are very thin, not too thick, like 1/8 of an inch. And you'll need some jump rings, you'll need your pliers, a bulb pen, some fabric, fiber, twine, ribbon. This is, I don't know if this is what that was on there. No. Okay. It says DMC, but I said no, this is not DMC. So just various, but very thin. You want to make sure you keep it thin, various colors. And what else? Okay, a chain, link of chain, and I think that's about it. Some fabric strips that are really cut very, very thin. So the first thing that we're doing is attaching the buttons to a jump ring and then attaching that to the chain. So on this particular button, I have a jump ring at the bottom, and I put the trim through that, the little fiber, and then I put one at the top, and then I attach that to the chain. And then the bottom button is just with the jump ring, and then it's attached right to the chain. So you have to make sure that I'm just close up the jump ring very close, very best you can, so that it doesn't come off the little chain, because the chain links are very thin and it can just slip right through if the opening isn't. And the same thing with the trim. Now I've tied this into a knot at the bottom of this, so hopefully it won't be able to slip through the little jump ring. So we're using a brad. So this whole month of April is all about using our brads and eyelets and other supplies in our craft room. So I'm trying to use my jewelry making supplies as well. So here's a jump ring here, the brad here, and then the chain is attached to the jump ring, and then the jump ring is behind the brad. And then if you just look at the very top, you can see where the little teeny tiny prongs on the brad are placed. So I thought this was a cool way, a great way to incorporate a brad into making a tassel, and something different and unique than our normal tassel making. So this is, I thought, was going to really turn out cute. So it's really going to be a dangle and have the jewelry element as well. So now what I'm going to do, I've picked out some more buttons here. So I don't know, I'll have 6 altogether if they will all space out. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 links in between from the bottom button to this button, and as you can see, it falls just perfectly, so that it, you could overlap them. You could let the buttons overlap a little bit. So depending on how many links I have left, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 left, so that would only allow me to put 2 more buttons on. So we'll see. So I do want to incorporate all of the purple, and I'm thinking I want to go with this cream colored one. The clear maybe, maybe not, but I can also hang a button off of a button and down off the chain as well. So you could do a double button. So I'll show you how to do that. So let's see which ones. I'm thinking okay, so I'll leave a purple at the top. So the next one I want to attach. And then you can come back in after you have all the buttons attached and put your little trim in, the little fibers. My hands are a little shaky when I'm starting to do things like this. So when I'm holding on to something, I notice they start to get real shaky. So excuse my shakiness. Just something that comes with the territory. I'm sure there's a logical explanation, but I haven't bothered to find out what it is causing it. Okay, open it up a little bit more. So what I find is I have to open it up large enough, then I can get it on over the button, and then bring it over here, and then attach it to the next link on the chain, and then grab a hold of it with the little round pliers, and then the flat tip pliers. Then I have to hold on to this. So it's a little bit fiddly. Just hold it tight. It's one of the things I have a problem with too. Okay, then you close it up, and you look at it, and you make sure the little circles are together, and there you go. Isn't this just, it's going to be so cute. It's already darling. So now you know how to use your buttons and your brads to make a cute little tassel for a journal. You can do this with a larger journal, larger brad, and get a chain with larger links. Okay, so we're going to put it through the white one. I think that's what I'm going to do now that I'm thinking about it. I do want to do that. So we're going to attach 2 buttons together. So you're going to need 2 jump rings for this. Okay, I'm going to get another one. Might need 3 actually. Where's the little hole? There it is. Yep, we're going to need 3 jump rings to attach the 2 buttons together, because the button will only fit onto the 1 jump ring. I don't know if I want to do it this way. Yeah, let me close this up. Hold on to it without distorting it. Okay, so now you see we have the button with a jump ring at the top and jump ring at the bottom. So now we're going to get another jump ring. Open it up, put the clear button on. Attach it through the other jump ring. Grab a hold of it. Now I can see why I never really got into jewelry making. Before it was my eyesight. Now I can see it's just like the whole fiddliness of the whole thing. Everything we do in crafting is just a matter of patience. So I'm learning that I'm developing a new skill of patience with this crafting. Okay. Line them up. Squeeze them together. Okay. And since it's got the large button opening, it's not going to go anywhere. Now the bugaboo is, okay, so now here we have the two buttons together. So guess what? We're going to need a fourth jump ring. So 4 jump rings to attach 2 little buttons to our tassel. I feel like I've, just like eaten a ton of sugar or something. And I have not eaten a smidgen of it. It's ridiculous. Does anybody else out there have this shaking problem? Really frustrating. Okay, let's grab it now. Okay, so there we go. We're getting there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then that leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see, maybe I can go up one more. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I think I'm getting them too close together is what's happening. Okay. Whew. There we go. All right, so now, very nice. So see, this button does actually come down a little bit, whereas these are hitting like right on top of each other, and then that one comes down. So then when I put the purple one, I'm going to attach the jump ring to the very tippy top, and then it will sit right at the top of these. But isn't that cute? Look at that. It's so cute. All right, so I need a couple more jump rings. So we're going to need 2 to attach it to that top chain link. And then we're going to come in and we're going to use our bulb pen and we're going to add more fun fibery stuff to that. And then we'll have a cute little dangle made with a brad. Okay, now the little button tassel part is finished, and there are 6 buttons that I've attached. So I have the one at the very top. I only used 1 jump ring, and then there was a space in between, so I tied 2 pieces of the little cute fiber to the middle and just tied it right around the chain, didn't try to loop it through. And then I have the 2 white and clear, and then the cream, and then the 2 purples, and then another little bit of the fiber trim hanging off the bottom down here. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to come in and put probably another piece right here in the middle here. But next, let's work on the bulb pen tassel part. Okay, so this jump ring, I don't think, let me see, how do I want to do this? I think I might come here. Yeah, okay, so we're going to attach it at the very top. So I did not put the button in the very top link. I left one space open, So I can come in here with the bulb ring here, or even right here, but I'm going to do it right here in the very top. I could put it in the actual ring here, but it's a little tight, so the chain here is going to be fine. All right, so we don't need this, so I can put that one back. And I'm thinking I want to use some of this. It was too thick to go through the other, but I like it, so I really like the colors of this. And okay, so it really doesn't matter what end I take from. Now we're going to make this bulb pen tassel just like we would if it was on a bigger keychain hoop. And so what we want to do is we want to take it and hold it up here. So I'm going to close the top of it. So now that's how it will lay. Isn't that cute already? Can you envision what's going to happen here now? Okay, so here's the bottom of the button tassel, and then here's the little fibers. So I want these fibers to be the length of this fiber. So I'm going to just trim this off right about there. Okay, so now are you getting the picture of what's happening here, what we're going to do? All right, so now this can stay here hanging on to that. We don't have to take it off again. And now I'll just find more trim that we want, and use whatever you have, and mix and match your colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of this that has the orange and the pink. It's really pretty. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that hanging there, and hopefully it will stay in place. And then I'm going to loop this. I just opened the bulb pen, so now I'm going to loop it through, and then I'm going to pull it to the length that I want. Trim it right there. So now you can see what's happening. Are you seeing it? Isn't this adorable? I love this idea. So now we have incorporated using brads into our April challenge, but now we're also using our jewelry making supplies as well as our bulb pen for this project. So I mean, I'm really unlocking my creativity, and that's what I hope that will happen to you this month as you're doing this project with me. And if you're in the Facebook group with me, Junk Journal Junction, then please feel free to post your projects, your photos in the group so that everyone else can see as well. So thank you for those who are joining the challenge this month and the event, and said that you're going to be taking part and making your little projects, and I really appreciate that. Okay, this is like, where does this begin? Okay, there we go. Isn't this cool? I love this stuff. Love it. I just want a variety of vibrant colors for this little tassel. It's so pretty, because the journal itself, you can see, has a little bit, but it's got the red going on, a little bit of like a steel gray here, a little bit of blue, a little yellow, green, white. So, a combination, but I just want to perk it up a bit. So I thought these colors are really bringing in the purple, and now all these colors. Isn't this adorable? So instead, I don't know, I might, let me get a little bit of the fabric, but I really like the look of how this is going with the trim. Now I have my scrap bags of fabric right here handy nearby. Oops. And we want to make sure that we cut the strips very, very thin. So now here's a thin ribbon, which is something I was wanting to incorporate also. So let me see how it looks. There we go. I may, you know what I think I'll do? I'll save this piece of ribbon to tie it off with. So you always want to tie off your tassel at the top. So at the bottom of the ball pen is where we'll do that at. So let's see, we do have this piece of organza. That might look fine. And what I like to do so that your edges, you're making sure your edges don't fray, is get your pinking shears out and I'm just kind of going along very, very thin, random, completely random size on that. Okay, so just drape the pieces over the bulb pen. You don't have to tie them off because we're going to tie them off with that thin piece of ribbon. So you'll definitely need a thin piece of ribbon. And this looks to be about 14 inches, I would estimate. Let me get my little ruler here and then we'll find out in a flash. Okay, so that's 6 inches. So might be 13 inches, but you know, 13, 14 inch piece of ribbon is what we're going to use to tie it off with at the end. Now, what else do I have in my little bag here that would look nice? Oh, this is too stiff. I don't want anything stiff. I want fabrics that flow very, very thin and flowing. Ooh, this pretty taffeta yellow would be nice. Okay, if I can get, okay, yeah, I think I do have enough. All right, so we're gonna just cut that off first. Now get the pinking shears. I just want a thin little sliver of this. We're really just going for the color. So I don't want it to be too bulky. Again, just slip it over that little opening of the bulb pen. Look at how cute this is looking already. So now I have the yellow, so I'm just trying to see what's in my scraps, and then I'm pulling in colors that are what's going to complement the journal. And to make a cute, nice little tassel. So as you can see, you know, we still got a ways to go on that. Okay, let's see what else is in here. My little bag of scraps. Ooh, I like this one. This is nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Yep. All right, so I'm going to come down here at this end. It's already kind of like a little pointy piece. This is a little bit of a thinner cotton. It's not a thick cotton. So it's not stiff. So it's thin enough, and because I'm cutting the strip very thin, it will flow the way I want it to. So you can see it's got a very cute little floral leaf design on it. Ah, very nice. Look at that. Oh yes, see? Instantly it pulls all of that richer, darker color right out of that. Not an orange, but it's like a camel color. More of a caramel to me. Okay, now what else do we need? We have red, we have blue, maybe a little green. Let's see what we have in a green category that would be the right green. This would be good. But do I have enough of it? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let me figure out how I'm going to do this. No. I don't know. Let's see. Let's give it a whirl. I got to cut into it somewhere. But even if I cut around this way, let me try. Okay, so I'm going to start here. So this has green and orange. It's like an avocado green. I didn't want a bright green, more of a muted. So this is going to be interesting. It's like a worm. I have a piece of fabric worm. But hey, I mean, this is like a fun. This is such a fun project. I'm really enjoying it. Ah, yes. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look. It's pulling in all of those richer, earthy tones. There's nothing really bright. Even this red teacup is not bright. So it's just all now coming together beautifully. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now let me separate this from my button fiber. It's trying to stick together. All right, so that looks pretty cute. I think I like it like that. I'm gonna just leave it right there like that now. A little scrap back in the bag. Now we're gonna close it up at the top. Take our piece of thin ribbon, and I'm going to come right below the bottom of the bulb pen. Let me lay it down. I'm thinking that might be a little bit easier way to do it. Okay. So here's the bottom of the pen. So just even up the two ends the best you can. And we're going to tie a knot right at the bottom. Okay, I'm turn it over. And I'm going to tie a knot on this side. Okay. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Isn't that darling? Trying to get this out of the way now. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's take a look. The final. Okay, wait a minute. I think I tied that in. No, okay. All right, so we have the button dangle tassel, okay, attached with the brad, 6 buttons, and the trim, and then we made a bulb pen tassel, and we used fiber, organza, fabric, and just absolutely love how this turned out. Isn't this, look at that, look at the charm it just adds now, the character it gave. This journal is so cute. So even a little tiny smidgen of a journal like this can have such character, and I just love how the tassel is flowing on the side. Just is beautiful. So I hope you will give this project a try. Again, leave me a comment below if you like the project. Please hit the like button so other people can find it in search. And if you want to unlock your creativity and join me for more projects like this, then please subscribe to my community. Thank you again. Keep creating in the sunshine and stay safe. Bye-bye.